When the earth starts to settle, God throws a stone at it. And believe me, he's winding up.
So, two things before we begin. First of all, in yesterday's Tylenol video, I was actually like watching it to make sure that it was, I don't know, good or whatever. I don't know. For whatever reason, I decided to watch it. And during the course of watching it, I discovered a few jokes that could still be told and be very funny. In one of those jokes, I said to give pregnant ladies lithium. Now look, we don't want to give pregnant ladies lithium. We don't want to give pregnant ladies drugs, right? We want you to go through as close to a natural childbirth as possible. The epidural is bad enough, but we'll give you that, but only if you're good, right? You take all other sorts of crazy shit, you know, something's got to give, or run the risk, right? We don't want to give lithium to pregnant ladies from what I can only imagine. Now, I don't know. Maybe lithium's great for pregnant ladies. Consult your doctor. But I highly doubt lithium is good for pregnant ladies. We don't want to give lithium to pregnant ladies, okay? That's the fucking point of the message, alright? See? That's the first thing. Second thing, I ordered a thing on Amazon. And it will be here, so Amazon Prime that I pay for now tells me tomorrow. And I'm like, well, shit. So, tomorrow, there may be a Saturday video, which is so very rare, right? Because usually Saturdays, I'm working, or I'm not. I'm playing. This Saturday I plan to be playing, but I'm going to be playing with my new thing. And I want to share me playing with my new thing with all you guys. And I got to tell you, this thing should be pretty interesting. Now, look. Either this thing is going to be extremely cool, or I will make this very not cool thing very funny. Either we're going to all be marveled at the cool thing, or we're all going to go, oh, what the fuck is this? And it'll be funny. Trust me. Trust me. I know what my thing is. It's cool. It's not big, right? But it has the potential to be girthy. So, just saying, it may still stretch you out, just not in the way you think. Or it'll be very funny. Moving on. So, I love that you guys are now beginning to pose to me philosophical questions. I like that. I don't know if entirely that was the intention of the person who posted this comment, but they tossed the ball in the air and I grabbed that motherfucker and I'm running with it now. So, this person says, I used to pose the question to my buddies, is it scarier to think there is more at play, or that it's as simple as it seems? Now, I'd be interested to hear how you people would answer that. Those of you who comment all the time. I'd love to hear your answer to it, but I'd like to give you mine. Is it scarier to think that there's something broader at play? Or is it really just so simple as it seems? I don't really see that as much as a philosophical question as I see that as a religious question. Right? Like, when you're asking a question like that, it demands a far deeper look even than that depth right there. That's already pretty deep. But we got to really look further. Because essentially what you're asking is, did God create the universe and everything? Or did everything just happen on accident? Right? To think that 9/11 was an inside job, the amount of work that it would take to collapse those buildings in that way is unbelievable. You have to put high tension wire, like the way that they would have had to have had thousands of people go in there on like a Saturday morning and bust ass until fucking like Sunday night. Even to try to rig it up to do that. And then, wasn't it like on a Tuesday or Wednesday too? So you'd have to be able to have everybody who's coming into the workplace on Monday going to work, and they would just have to like be like, oh, what are all these massive high tension wires doing stretched through the floors? Like, you see from there in the ceiling, and there's this wire going all the way through the floor. Like, where's that? What the fuck is this? Everybody just have to pretend that shit don't exist. Dude. Everybody gets caught up on words. This whole thing. For there to be a broader conspiracy, it's got to exist in some way that somehow makes sense, right? The kid that shot at Trump, nicked him in his ear. That kid. You see him in that BlackRock commercial, and you kind of go. So if it comes out that he was somehow contacted by somebody in BlackRock or in some shell company 20 times removed that ultimately leads back to BlackRock, and he was offered the gun and the pay, and it became a whole thing. Honestly, I could almost buy that. But man, that's some Netflix TV show shit right there. That's some House Card stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's just so fantastical that I could believe it, but at the same time, it's laughable. But would it be scary to have that sort of thing, to have all these sorts of things? We never did land on the moon. Yeah. That's pretty fucking scary. Like, that's really fucking scary. You want to know why that's scary? Because on the flip side of the question, if everything just really is as simple as it is, the kid went up to the roof, shot at Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's dead. Kid ran. Went to fucking Dairy Queen. Got a box. Had his last meal. Went home. Said I did it to his dad. Got turned in. Terrible fucking situation. Dude, sometimes a donut's just a donut, man. Sometimes a banana is just right up your ass. And you gotta go, what do I do now? Like, but like, if dinosaurs really are fake, and it really is a grand conspiracy of Jewish archaeologists who want to discredit Christianity, I mean, first of all, I'd say it's failed dramatically. Like, what effort? All those museums. What effort? And nobody fucking cared. Like, didn't work. Stupid fucking plan, all in all. Like, all in all, imagine the meeting in what, 36 AD? Right? Because it would have to be after the crucifixion and the resurrection. Right? If the Jews are coming up with this grand dinosaur conspiracy, they had to have done it pretty soon after. I mean, we're talking 40, 50, 60s AD. 100, 200 AD? Right? Or are we seriously going to go, oh shit? No. They waited until literally like the 1940s, 1930s. When was it that archaeology started to become a thing? Well, we found when did we dig up the first dinosaur bone? Can you imagine that meeting? I got a great idea, guys. What? What's that? We should make these gigantic bones and make it like they're big monsters. And then that way people won't believe in Christ. They'll believe in Judaism? Is it seriously just the discrediting of Christianity that they did this for? You see why I don't believe in so many conspiracy theories? Because when you start asking questions about them, they turn into fucking retardation. And for as much time as I spend in my day listening to retarded people speak, I don't want to entertain more retardation. Sometimes it's as simple as it is. Sometimes you have to come to the realization that the reason why we have so many people right now that have lost their minds and are just like, I don't know anything anymore. Like the reinventing of the wheel and the rediscovering of fire is unfucking believable to me. We should really try communism again. Why do we need to remake the wheel? We know how it works. We've already got bunches of them. Like, we've done this before. Millions died. Well, no, we should try it a second time. They tried it a second time. Millions died. Well, we should really try it a third time. They tried it a third time. Millions died. Well, we should really try in America so that millions will die? You really think you're so smart you can figure out a way to do something wherein always millions die and somehow millions no die? Where? You should be working for Elon if you're that smart. Because that's some mega genius level shit right there. And the rediscovering of fire. What is a woman? I don't know. What is a retarded fucking question? Well, I just think that we should have a discussion about everything. We should really just lay everything out there. Really critically think about it. I got a dick. I was born with it. It's been mine this whole time. I've been able to smack it and rub it and play with it and flick it and do all sorts of crazy shit with it. I've done mad crazy stuff with my dick. I've put it in places where it just really never should have gone. And that means I'm a dude. That means I'm not a woman. Because I've had a dick this whole time. Now, if you're somehow confused by that, then I can't help you. And neither can anybody else. And if you seriously want to rediscuss whether or not that might actually be factually true in a world where we want to say there is no such thing as objective fact, well then why are we having the discussion? You're stupid. Why would I want to bother? No, I don't think we need to rediscover this shit. We don't need to go, fire, hot, like, no. I learned all of this shit when I was a child. Could there possibly be a grand conspiracy of people who sat in a room, most likely Jews, just gonna say it, probably Jews, always Jews, bunch of old Jewish men sitting in a room talking about how they can just destroy the world, and they're like, I know what we can do. We'll make everything confusing all of a sudden. Everybody should have to relearn everything. What do you mean everything? Well, I don't know. Is the earth really flat? We should really examine that. Yeah, we should get all the fucking retards to examine that. And not pay any attention to all the Jewy things we're doing. Like, what the fuck? Dude. No. I honestly think the crazy fact of reality is that reality is a fact. And one of those facts, I believe, is the Bible. Like, I got into this before Charlie Kirk died, and it was cool to be a Christian. Like, I was Christian when everybody hated Christians. That was when I looked at things from a billion-foot view. And I took in the totality of everything. Does anybody remember the eclipse? That was like a couple years ago? Do you remember the eclipse? I went and watched the eclipse. I thought it was cool. And everybody was talking about how it was this, like all of the religious astro whatever people study fucking this eclipses and shit. They were like, dude, this is gonna be a big one. Like, this is gonna be like the precursor to all sorts of crazy shit. We're talking geological events like we've never seen before, like the flood that was in Texas, like the earthquakes and all of the floods that we've been having lately. There was another flood on TV today, and I was like, oh shit, another flood. Right? We've had a lot of crazy shit has happened. We've had tsunamis and stuff. Like, that's pretty rare. And political problems? Right? And like wars and shit and plagues and famines. I heard there's a famine in Gaza. All those slightly chubby, healthy people in Gaza are all starving. And that one kid that's got all sorts of problems, right? Everybody's starving over there. It's crazy. And, like, dude. Maybe it is really just so simple as there are forces that exist in our world that are made of pure malevolence and hate. And they hate us for what we are, human beings. And they seek in every way possible to convince us to debase ourselves and become animals. Because when we do that, it puts the lie to God's creation. We weren't made to be animals, we were made to be humans. Pure and simple. If God wanted us to be animals, He'd have given us wings, right? Like, He wanted us to be human fucking beings. But what are we right now? We are a species of creature that murders their own young inside of the mother. Like, as heinous of a death as you can give to a human being. Won't even give you the chance at life, motherfucker. We're gonna squish you up in the womb and just yank you out piece by piece. Great. We're hunting each other now. And we're doing it because other people have loosely alluded to how wonderful it would be if certain people just were gone. And then we've got assholes who are blatantly fucking calling for it. We have people out there in the world who are literally saying, we love death like they love life. People saying that they're animals. We had a person that worked high up in our government that had pictures of himself dressed up like a leather dog. We've got schools that they're wanting to put cat boxes in the classrooms so that the fucking kid that thinks he's a cat can piss in front of all of his classmates or whatever. Like, men who don't want to be men. Women who don't want to be women. Because they were assigned birth. Or their gender at birth. There's one being in all of creation that assigns our gender at birth. And his name is Jehovah. Jehovah H. Yahweh. He had a kid. You might have heard of him. His name was Jesus. Jesus! Like, maybe it is that simple. Or maybe somehow a group of Satanists has grown so powerful that they are now living in a cave somewhere, pulling all the levers of fate and time and what we do. And they're controlling our minds. And they're making us debase ourselves and turn ourselves into animals. Or maybe it is so simple as God is real. Oz is over the rainbow. Midian is where the monsters live. Like, maybe it is so simple as that. Is that on the day of the great fall, the greatest and most beautiful and most wise of all of the angels was cast down with 200 of his buddies down to earth, down to us, to live here among us. Adam and Eve's sin. Our ancestors opened the door. Here we fucking are. And we listen to the whispers in the night. Tell us to do things that we know better than to do. Maybe it is that simple. I mean, that's pretty fucking simple, right? Because otherwise there's got to be quite a grand conspiracy to why everybody's going fucking crazy. Or maybe it's because we've recently played around with the idea of, let's have a godless society. Let's constantly demean and denounce the importance of good living. Let's encourage sinfulness and strife. Yeah, it's not working. We need to stop doing it. We've done the experiment. We've been doing it now for decades. It isn't working. It's just getting worse. Millions are dying. So, honestly, to answer your question, long story short, I think it would be far scarier if there really is some grand conspiracy and there's like a group of people that are in on it and running this whole thing. I think that would be far scarier. Now, the reason why I think it would be far scarier is because if it's all just so simple, there's God and like there's good living, and hopefully you can get to heaven. You love God and you be earnest and sincere, and you try your best to live as sin-free of a life as you can. Sometimes it's just so simple. Sometimes it really is just that easy. And again, I've got to believe. I've got to hope. I've got to pray that this isn't seriously fucking it. That when I die, not only will my life have meant something, but on top of it, I'll get to go somewhere that isn't going to be this shit. This is pretty shit. And I certainly don't want to go hell. Hell is like this on steroids. Fuck no. So I'll do what it takes to go to heaven. And I'm probably going to side with the religion that encourages me to do as little murder as possible. So, yeah. I like the whole love thy enemy thing. I like it. I like the meek will inherit the earth. I like that the sorrowful will be consoled. These are good things. It's been warped and tainted, and we've had evil people take up their fake hollow plastic crosses and go and perform magic tricks, and it is ruined shit. There will always be sinfulness, and there is nothing more sinful than betraying those who trust in you, because it ruins the whole fucking. It's why we can't have nice things. Maybe it really is just that simple, and I like that. I prefer that because that has hope. At least somewhere in it. Like, at least there's some hope somewhere in that. But, yeah, I there's so many theories about so many things I hear. And I have to weed them out. I can't believe them all. Because most of them contradict. I can't believe them all. And I have to be really choosy about the ones I'm going to pick. Right? God is real. Jesus died for our sins. The Jews are not all that fucking bad. Black people ain't really all that bad. These are just facts. This is just reality. The earth is round. A woman is an adult human female. Titties and a puss. Like, we don't need to continue to pretend like we need to have a discussion. Let's have a discussion about racism. It's bad. Discussion over. Like, let's talk about slavery. It's bad. Discussion over. Like, that's why we don't do it anymore. That's why we somewhat kind of have organizations that protest against the countries that still do it, but for the most part we ignore it because fuck you. We figured it out. Y'all barbaric motherfuckers need to figure it out too. We can't come in and free all the slaves. This isn't Game of Thrones. And even if it was Game of Thrones, the shit didn't work very fucking well for it, did it? You can't just come in and give people freedom. It must be earned. That's the true kindness. Needs and wants. And how do you reach a goal successfully? You give a man a fish, you feed him for that day. You teach a man to fish, he'll be free for generations. That's what the Bible teaches us. That you should be generous, you should be kind, you should be considerate, you should be thoughtful, you should be compassionate, you should have empathy and sympathy. You should have all of these things. But all of that must be tempered by wisdom. All of that emotional stuff has to be tempered by rationality, cold, hard numbers. It must be that way. It doesn't work otherwise. We don't need to continue to try and discuss a woman's place in fucking society. We know where it is. Barefoot and do whatever you want. That's why God gave us free will. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to work yourself to death before the age of 30, God bless you. It's not the fucking choice I'd make. I'd take a totally different one. But I'll pray for you. I pray you get everything you want in life. I pray everybody gets everything they want in life. But not everybody's going to get everything they want in life. I sure didn't. It's not going to happen anytime soon. If ever. And you need to come to that realization and go, this just might be it. And you make the best of it. Because that's it. That might just be it. You never know what tomorrow brings. And you can always work hard and get places you never even imagined. But at the end of the day, we all make our choices. And that's why bad things happen to good people. Because that bad person decided to do bad things to good people. Lord didn't make him do that. He decided that shit. He decided to listen to the whispers. Do what they told him. Listen to the intrusive voices. Maybe it really is just that simple. But no matter what I've said here today, ultimately at the end of the day, you're going to still have to make your own choices. I've made mine, and that's it. I've seen enough things, and I've experienced enough things, and I've seen more than enough coincidences to kind of realize that it is just reality. It is just the way that it is. And the more I read my Bible, the more I continue to think, yeah, it just fucking is the way it is. It really is just that simple. So, yeah. Good question. A really good question. I hope that is an adequate answer for you, sir, or madam, or them, them, whatever the fuck you are. I hope that's an adequate question or answer to your question, and I'd like to know what you guys would say in answer to that question. Is it scarier to think that somebody's seriously planning all of this, some degree of somebody's is planning all of this and effecting it all to such amazing success? Or is it really just simply the way that it fucking is? Is each one of these events that happens, and we get the official account, and then we get the updated official account, and then we get the fixed official account, and then we get the adjusted official account, and now this is the official account. Do we believe that? Is it really just that simple? Or is George Soros behind everything?